Hi guys. Adapting to a bad interviewer. So you arrive on the day of your interview, you're feeling positive about the job, about the position, about the company. You've prepared and practiced like you've never prepared or practiced before. You're ready to crush it. And you sit down, and within a minute or two, you realize, oh no, this is a bad interviewer. In this video, we're going to discuss three specific tricks for overcoming a bad interviewer. If you like my content, please like. If you have any comments about any content you'd like to see, please comment below. And if you like my overall content, please subscribe. So many interviewers are actually not trained that well, if trained at all. So if you go into a smaller company that doesn't have a process for training, there's a good chance that they've never been trained and they're thrown into the mix, especially if you're going into a startup and speaking with a first-time hiring manager. A second big one is people are people. So they're going to come in a good mood some days and a bad mood other days, especially maybe you're interviewing on a Monday and that person had a bad weekend or they're just not looking forward to the week. So this can all create a really bad interview day for you. And unfortunately, there's almost no content out there to help you prepare for this scenario that's probably happening 20 or 30% of the time in interviews. So I have three quick items that I want to go through. Item one, positivity. Stay positive. Take deep breaths, slow down, and really be thoughtful with your answers. Good and bad interviewers alike, they're going to respond really well to somebody who's positive, so keep it positive. And positivity is not only the words you use, but it's the pitch and tone of those words. It's your overall positive body language. Really focus on that core positivity, because that will really be an uptick for a bad interviewer, especially somebody who's having a bad day. Item two is make it conversational. So I want to break this really into two parts. Really, there's two bad interviewer types. One is the interviewer who's having a bad day. Typically, you're going to pick up on this right away. They might even tell you, hey, sorry, I'm having a bad day, or I don't have a lot of time, I have to run to a meeting, or I have a critical deadline. So by talking through items, you're really going to keep them engaged and interested in you as a candidate. So this conversational piece with them is important. Make it a back and forth. That is critical. And then secondly, it's just the bad interviewer who doesn't know how to interview. So this is the area where you're really taking control and specifically presenting options for them. So there's a couple of examples with options. One is you get a question from Sue and Sue says, hey, solve for X. You just kick it back to Sue and say, Sue, the way I'm seeing that question, I could take path A, which is this, this, and this, or I could take path B, which is this, this, and this. Do you have a preferred path? And instantly, by throwing it back towards Sue, you're kind of engaging Sue in the process and maybe getting Sue out of that bad interviewer state. So that's one item. And then secondly, if Sue said, tell me about your strengths in this core area, you could say, okay, Sue, I believe my core strengths are A, B, and C. Is there one that's particularly important for this role? Again, that kind of ebb and flow, that back and forth, gets a bad interviewer more engaged in the process, and it will help your overall success rate. The last item, and this is critical in any interview, is talking about your strengths and focusing on your fit for the role. So you want to do this again in every interview, but really in these scenarios, when you have somebody who's in a bad mood or you have somebody who doesn't know how to interview, if you're constantly talking about how you're aligned well with the role, that's going to be their takeaway, and they're still going to have a positive reflection of you because you have kept it positive, you have made it conversational, and you've gotten back to your strengths and fit throughout. And it's just a nice, easy core thing to focus on in any interview. So those are the three items I want you to really focus on. The last one is kind of this pay it forward piece. Give feedback. Let's say it's not the hiring manager, but it's just an interviewer that you're interviewing with. You can give that feedback to the hiring manager. You can give that feedback to the recruiter. And if you feel comfortable, if the interviewer is a bad interviewer and it's also the hiring manager, you could give them some feedback as well. But even if you don't get the job, pay it forward for the next person who's coming in and don't let them have that same bad experience. Interviewers, repetition, they get better over time. So getting feedback and having them adjust is really important. So overall, I just want you to remember to take control while staying positive. Uh, Highlighting fit will be absolutely critical if you get in this unfortunate scenario, which is relatively common. And I've faced this plenty of times in my career, and it has been the reason I believe why I didn't get a couple of positions, but it was probably because my response wasn't good enough. So good luck. It will happen. So be prepared. If you like my content, please like. If you have any comments, any content you'd like to see, please comment. And if you like my overall content, please subscribe. Have a great day and a great weekend.